the thorny issue of tempo markings. Of course, Haydn didn't have any numbered tempo markings to go with. He just went by words because the metronome wasn't around by this point. So the tempo markings I'm going for, it's one of those things that, it's a good stylistic tempo. I think it's not going to be crazily quick, and it's not going to be so slow that the thing just kind of falls into itself and doesn't really work. There's not much to go by, as I say, with the tempos. This bloke called Carl Czerny in 1835 did these arrangements of the London symphonies for 4-hand piano, and he stuck some tempo markings on there. So there's something to go with, but not necessarily agree with all of them. Some of them are very quick. For example, the final movement. So we'll come on to that in a second. So the first movement, the Adagio, is going to be around 40, possibly pushing up to about 44 crotchet equals that. So that's, not too slow, I think is important there. The Allegro after that in the first movement, it's going to be no more than 120, possibly a little bit below that, about 116 possibly, but around that mark. Second movement, I think it's really important that flows along and isn't slow as such. It's just a style change in many ways. Okay, it's still a slower movement, but crotchet equals 60. Going to be in that ballpark. Third movement's always a tricky one because of that uncertainty on minuets of certain periods going very, very quickly and some going very slowly. We're edging on that quick, nice one in a bar. Dotted crotchet equals 60, 70. It's going to be in that ballpark again. And then final movement, 130. I think if we go for 130, minim equals 130, that's going to be a decent place to aim for. Czerny has it down as minim equals 144, which obviously is very fast. But I think in that ballpark, 130-ish, maybe a little bit under that. I think 120 feels a bit too slow, so that's where we want to be about. But again, you're probably hearing me saying lots of about in this ballpark. I'm not setting anything in stone. Obviously, we go with what works for a nice clean sound and approach, and making things tick along well and together is what we're aiming for. But obviously, when we're practicing and rehearsing, when you're practicing at home, be working up to these tempos. If you need to, is absolutely the way, of course, to approach it. But these tempos will be at the bottom of the video as well. So you don't need to listen to me talking. You can just look at them. Thanks.